Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Josh Freese, and I play drums with the Perfect Circle.
Josh Freese, you are a sort of session musician.
Yeah, I do a lot of session work with people ranging from Chris Cornell to, I don't know what bands over here are popular right now, but Evanescence and Puddle of Mud and...
You play those records also?
Suicidal Tendencies and, lots of stuff like that. And the Vandals is a punk rock band I've played in for years and worked with Guns N' Roses and all over the map.
Well, you're one of the only drummers who do that stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, there's a few other guys in LA, but I grew up playing, studying jazz music and studying all different kinds of music. And then when I got older, teenager, I got into punk rock music, so I started playing with punk rock bands. But now I still play with the Vandals, but I like to do a variety of styles.
Last tour on the Vandals you didn't play because I talked to the guy.
They were just here like a month ago or something, right?
The Lowlands Festival.
Yeah. Perfect Circle was gone, but the door is always open there for me. So we have a few friends that'll fill in for me if I'm busy doing other stuff. But I always go back to the Vandals.
Okay, first of all, I must congratulate you with your new album from Imperfect Circle.
Thanks.
It rocks your ass off.
Thank you.
So really.
Thank you. I'm glad you like it.
I'm a big fan, and when I heard the sound, the first song on the record, okay, this rocks, because it was produced so well. Your drum sound is so clean, and the overall sound, it's so beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Yeah, we worked hard on it, so I'm glad people like it. We knew some people like it and some people won't like it, but it always makes you happy to know that someone's enjoying it.
Yeah. Tell me, how long did it take? Because it's like 3 years ago.
The main reason it took so long is, we knew after the first, after we finished touring for Mer de Nom that we would have to take some time off so Maynard could go do another record and tour with Tool. And so Billy and I were working on stuff at home, and we were working on some stuff with Troy, our old guitar player who plays on some of the new record. Yeah. And we were working on that, and then when Maynard got home from touring with Tool, which was, a year and a half, 2 years after Billy and I had already been working on it, we kind of reevaluated where we were on the record and stopped working on certain songs that Maynard wasn't being inspired by and started working more on other songs that he was feeling a little bit more.
Wasn't that too difficult because you were only finished the songs and then you have to start over again?
Yeah, but it was okay. We kind of knew that, we knew that there was probably going to be some stuff that we were going to have to take a look at and redo, or there's certain songs like Weak and Powerless. That's a song that was recorded like 3 or 4 different times, like different
I've heard
tempos, different versions of it. Yeah. The version that came out now is, if you heard the original version that we did a couple years ago, it sounds completely different.
Okay.
You can recognize some of the guitar parts, but the drum pattern because the drum pattern in the new one's kind of cool. It's kind of part of the hook. It's very staccato and constant, But it's interesting how those things work out.
I heard some critics also about the new record. It's sort of really looks like Tool. What do you think yourself?
Oh, the record sounds like Tool?
A sort of different Tool, but less technical.
Yeah, because Tool, I love Tool, but Tool is very, every song's pretty long. There's 7-8 minute songs, and they're a lot heavier, I think. I think Perfect Circle is more of like a pop version of the dark aggressive Tool. It's like it's dark, but it's not as aggressive and bombastic,
This is really a song-based album.
Yeah, it's a song-based album, and Maynard always says Tool is like his masculine side, and Perfect Circle is his feminine side of his art.
Yeah, because he sings really in a sort of feminine way, but also really soft and with real emotion, I think.
Yeah, and I think that people pick up on that, and they like that, because lots of time Maynard's got a beautiful voice. He's got a great voice, and
1 in a million.
And sometimes people don't get to hear that as much in Tool because he's screaming or yelling or barking.
This is real singing for him.
Yeah.
How were the reactions on the new album?
It's mixed, We've got some, unfortunately, already in the U.S. In the press over in the United States. We've had a couple bad reviews in really big magazines, which was unfortunate. Not so good. But everyone I know that hears it seems to like it. I don't know if they're telling me that because I'm in the band. My friends here, they go, "Oh, it's great." But I have a few friends that don't kiss my ass, or they'll tell me their honest reactions. They'll tell me when they think something's good or not good.
Okay. I'm also really into that sort of thing, like being uptight and really just telling the truth at once. But I think it's a really different album in a positive way. It isn't repeating the first album. It's a real step forward.
Yeah, it seems like a step forward without abandoning the sound of a perfect circle. Like, some people don't like it when band goes off and makes a completely different record because it's too much change for them to swallow. You know, people like a certain band because a certain band will sound a certain way, and if you go shift gears, sometimes the fans feel alienated. But I think this record is different without switching up styles too much. It just sounds like the next step of a perfect circle, if that makes sense. You know?
It's also new members influences, of course. With Twiggy, his last name was Twiggy, like the guy from Marilyn Manson. And James Iha from Smashing Pumpkins. How was it working with them?
It's great. They're both great. They're both nice guys, and they're both good musicians.
Yeah, from good bands also.
Yeah, they're both from good bands. It's an interesting mix of people. You know, it's really a cool lineup, I think.
Yeah, it's a sort of super group. They tell me, like, it's sort of, it is, because Smashing Pumpkins is cool, Marilyn Manson is cool, and it's a big band. So
Yeah. It's interesting. I'm glad it worked out the way it worked out, and we're lucky to have both those guys.
How did you produce the album? Like, did you record it yourself, or did Billy Howardell did it?
Yeah, Billy did it. We did it. Billy has a home studio. We did it at his house.
That's great.
Good, huh?
Yeah. Sounds good. It sounds killer, man.
Home studio.
Oh yeah, goddamn.
And then we had a big time mixer, Andy Wallace.
Oh, that's my favorite mix.
You know,
I'm really serious.
He's mixed so many.
He did Fate No More. He did Helmet. He did my favorite records.
Yeah, it's just tons of bands, and he's fantastic. So he really made it sound great in the end as well. You know, but Billy did a great job engineering and producing. He did a fantastic job.
Were you also at the mixing part, or?
Yeah, I would stick my head in once in a while. I'd go down there and put in my input, you know. But those guys had it pretty wired. They didn't need me sitting around telling them how to do their job. But there'd be a couple times, only a few times, I'd hear something and bring it up, and they were always pretty good points, and they would listen to me, and you know.
Okay. It's an old gray guy, isn't it, Andy Wallace?
Yeah. I mean, he's not like a young rock dude. You know, he looks like a college professor or something, you know?
Yeah.
But he mixes Nirvana records. It's like,
that's great.
And he's great. He knows how to mix heavy rock music, you know?
What's your favorite track on the album? I got some. Weekend Powerless and Blue, number 4, is it?
Blue's great.
That's really. It started off with the drum thing in the beginning.
Yeah. I like the first track, The Package, a lot. It kind of creeps along. It's very quiet and atmospheric, and then it gets very heavy and weird at the end. You know,
you really have to come into it, because it started off when you first heard the record. You put in the first song. It's like, whoa, it isn't a typical song, like a classic song.
Yeah. I think that's
why did you choose the first one?
I don't know. It isn't. That's the kind of song that if it was on if it was track 9 or 10 on the album, people might skip it, you know. But it's the first song, so you're excited to listen to the record, so you kind of have to listen to it, you know. And once you listen to it a few times, you get into it, you know. And I like that song. I like Blue. I like Vanishing. It's a very strange song. It's got a weird drum beat, and there's very little vocals in it. There's like vocals at the beginning, then they disappear for a while, then they come back again.
Is it also the lyric disappear or not?
Yeah. I like that song a lot. It's very just a good mood to that song.
Great breaks in the beginning.
Yeah. It's cool. And the last song on the album, Gravity, I think is a really beautiful.
That's an old song, isn't it? With Paz and with Troy.
We wrote that with them, yeah. But we wrote that with them right when we started working on this album.
Was that the only song you had left over from the first record, or was it just a song?
That wasn't left over from the first record. That was right when we got done with Marathons. That's the first song we kind of like wrote for this new record. But it seems like it was forever ago. It was like 3 years ago. But that wasn't recorded for Marathons. That was just the oldest song out of this batch of songs that we worked on.
What about The Nurse Who Loved Me? That's just a really weird song, but a really tear jerker. How do you say it? Like a really emotional song.
Yeah.
I really love that song. Is it from the band Failure?
Yeah, some friends of ours, the band Failure, and Troy, our old guitar player, used to play in Failure, and Ken Andrews is an old friend of ours, and Maynard always liked that song a lot, and I like that song too. And we decided, when we were going to do a cover of it, we wanted to make it very different than the original. A lot of bands.
I love the melody behind it. It's like so emotional.
Yeah. That's a nice song. I think a lot of bands, when they cover songs, they'll just do the same song but play it faster or something, a punk rock version of an old song. But our favorite covers are like when the band Devo did Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. It sounds nothing like it. It sounds so weird,
You also play in Devo?
Yeah, I play with Devo, yeah.
They still alive?
Yeah, they're not really a full-time band anymore, but they play gigs once in a while. Yeah. They'll get offered a bunch of money to play some special event or function. I play with them. It's a lot of fun. So it's funny because we did that song, The Nurse Who Loves Me, and it's much different than the Failure version. And then, not tonight, but a lot of times we play that song live. And
Not tonight.
no, we're not playing it tonight.
I just short set.
We have a shorter set. But when we do it live, we do another version of it. Like when we play it live, it doesn't sound like on our record or Failure. It's like another completely.
No, because that's only a sort of sample. Like it's not no drums in it. So.
Right. Or orchestral strings. Yeah, we almost play it like the verses sound like Massive Attack or something. Kind of trippy, funky drums. It's weird.
What's your main priority? Because you have like 100 bands. What's your main priority right now? I think A Perfect Circle.
Musically, A Perfect Circle, yeah. Right.
You really prefer it also?
Yeah, I really like it. I mean, I think it's it's an interesting combination of musicians, and I like the style of it. It's kind of like it's a very dynamic band. I think there's a lot of light, pretty, moody things, some heavy, loud rock songs, but I like it because I can't really put my finger on exactly what I like about it or the style that we play. Not to sound pretentious or anything, I'm sure it just to some people sounds like every other rock band, but to me, sometimes I feel like Perfect Circle does something a little bit different than a lot of bands.
Yeah, it is.
So I'm pretty proud of it, just stylistically,
How's it being on tour with Deftones then?
It's good. We just started not but a week ago. Tonight's only our third show with them, but we've known them for a while. Maynard sang on their last record on White Pony, the song Passenger. And so we've known them for a while, and they do well over here in Europe, and figured it was a good mix of a combination of people, to do.
Are you coming back for a headlining tour?
Yeah, probably in February or March, in about 5 months or so. Come back after the new year. We're going to Australia in January, and then in February, March, we're either going to do the States first and then Europe, or Europe first and then the States, and then hopefully even come back next summer to play some festivals,
Cool.
Yeah.
Looking forward for that.
Yeah, me too. Be good.
Tomorrow you have a day off in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I don't know, a bunch of bad stuff, probably.
Visit the greenhouse.
There's a lot of bad stuff that's legal there.
just visit the Leicester Square. It's like you got all the stuff over there.
What's it called?
Leicester Square, close to the Milky Way where you played 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The square.
Oh, it's great there. Yeah, I like that place a lot.
You been into the Banana Bar?
I don't know.
There's the Red Light District.
I've been to the Bulldog Cafe.
Yeah.
I heard, is that still around? I heard it shut down.
No. You have more Bulldogs, like 5 or 6 in Amsterdam. So there's probably one open more tomorrow.
Oh wow, okay. Yeah, there, and maybe go window shopping,
Yeah. And then heading for Munich or?
Yeah, heading to Munich afterwards. So.
Let me the artwork. It's really great. Who did it?
Same guy that did our last record. This guy named Stephen Gilmore. And I think Maynard came up with the concept of the girl and the slug on her face, and he really actually had a lot to do. Maynard had a lot to do with the artwork, and I had very little to do with it.
Okay.
I kind of was like, you do whatever you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
Just tell me.
She's also in the video, isn't it?
Yeah, same girl that's in the video.
That's a great video, but it's really no band member in it. So.
Yeah, which is kind of cool. I mean, it's a little more mysterious, and it just means that I don't have to sit there from 7 a.m. till midnight playing the song over and over. I like not being in the videos.
No, you don't do many videos.
No. But I mean, I've done a ton of videos in the past with other bands I've been in, and we made 2 videos for our last record that we were in, both of them, and they're a headache.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
Cool. I wish you all the best.
Cool. Thanks.